Well, friends, we are trying to understand something called dielectric constant. For that, we have taken a capacitor with air as a medium, having a charge Q, and the plates of the capacitor are separated by a distance d, and A will be the area of cross section of the plates, and V0 is the potential difference, and due to that E0 is the electric field across the plates. Now from this we can calculate the capacity of the capacitor as the ratio between the charge and the potential difference. That is what is C0 equal to Q by V0, or you can calculate the capacitance with the help of area of cross section and the permittivity of free space with the distance of separation as this way. Either this way or this way you can calculate the capacity. Now you are introducing a dielectric into the capacitor. So when the dielectric is introduced into the capacitor, opposite charges are introduced into the two faces of the dielectric, which are very close to the charged plates. So these induced positive and negative charges act as dipole, and those dipoles, and therefore they have a net dipole moment. This phenomenon is what is known as I told you, dielectric polarization. Due to these dipoles, the resultant potential difference decreases so that the storage of the charge can be increased. As a result, capacitance increases. Due to this polarization, an electric field known as polarization electric field is induced in the opposite direction of the original electric field. So the potential difference be Vd in this case, because we introduced a dielectric. So capacity now can be calculated as using the same formula like this. This is without dielectric. Now with the dielectric, this will change like this. Instead of Q by V0, you will have Q by Vd. Instead of A epsilon naught by D, it is A epsilon by D. This is with dielectric. Right? So, as shown in the last session, we have arrived at two different formulas for this. Now, if you take the ratio between these capacitors, with dielectric to without dielectric, then you will have something called CD by C0, which is nothing represented as epsilon R, which is dielectric constant. Now, from these two equations, CD by C0, if you calculate using the first formula, then you will arrive at V0 by Vd. So epsilon R equal to V0 by Vd. So therefore, how do we represent this? This is nothing but ratio between potential differences across the plates with air medium to potential difference with dielectric medium. Potential difference with air medium to PD with dielectric medium. So now you can define dielectric constant as the ratio between the potential difference across the plates with air medium to potential difference with dielectric medium. This is using that equation. Right? Now, from this second figure, if you see carefully, the resultant dielectric field is, there is a field acting in this direction. Induced polarized electric field is acting in this direction. That means there is some net resultant electric field acting from this. So therefore, we can conclude from that resultant electric field across the plates on the dielectric is equal to E naught difference EP. What is this E naught difference EP or E naught minus EP? This is the one. Before introducing the dielectric, the field is like this. The moment you introduce the dielectric, induced polarizer field is acting oppositely. So the difference between these two fields is the resultant electric field. Right? So then what you can conclude? Therefore, epsilon r can be E naught by E naught minus EP. Ratio between these two. This is E naught by E naught minus EP is nothing but E. So you have got another formula for dielectric constant as this one. That is in terms of electric field. Already in terms of potential difference you got this formula. It is a ratio between potential difference across the plates with air medium and dielectric medium. Here it is again a ratio between the electric field across the plates with air medium to the resultant electric field on the dielectric. So from this you can conclude that dielectric constant is nothing but, at another definition, ratio between the electric field across the plates with air medium to the resultant electric field, with air medium to the resultant electric field on the dielectric. This is yet another definition of dielectric constants. Now, if you see the first two equations, now we are comparing from these two, we got the ratio of V naught by Vd. From there, we showed the relation between ratio of electric fields. Now, if you substitute these two expressions, you will arrive at yet another definition. So, from equations, what are those equations we have taken into consideration? C naught is equal to A epsilon naught by D. CD is equal to A epsilon by D. Let us take the second part of the expression. Earlier, I am again repeating. This type of thing we have taken. So we arrived at two different approaches for dielectric constant. Now we are using these two equations, right hand side of these two equations. Now that if we substitute, again C naught by CD, you can take epsilon r is equal to CD by C naught, that is A epsilon D divided by epsilon naught D. So you can convert that into D by A epsilon naught. Now these two will go, these two will go. So you will be left with epsilon r is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Now again you can give yet another definition. for dielectric constant. How do we get it? It is ratio between what is this? This is permittivity of dielectric to the permittivity of free space. So ratio between the permittivity of dielectric that is the numerator to the permittivity of air. So therefore, in conclusion, you have various equations for this. Let me summarize. The basic equation you have taken is epsilon r equal to CD by C naught. That is one equation we got. Now epsilon r is equal to V naught by Vd. Then again we got epsilon r is equal to E naught by E. Then we got epsilon r is equal to epsilon by epsilon. So you can define dielectric constant as ratio between capacitances, between potential differences, between electric fields, between permittivity. In any of these ways, dielectric constant can be defined properly. But generally, we will take this equation in many of the applications. So based on these four formulae, number of numericals can be given. For example, if you take this and cross multiply this, what we will get? Epsilon equal to epsilon naught epsilon r. From this we will get this. And this is a constant, therefore it has no units. This is about dielectric constants. So I am trying to give you the basic definitions that we come across in dielectrics, namely electric dipole, dipole moment, permittivity, and then dielectric constant. Now we shall try to understand something called dielectric polarization. Dielectric polarization. Now the term dielectric polarization, we have already come across briefly about this while discussing the dielectric constant. Here we have used the concept of dielectric polarization. Before elaborating this, let me recap how we arrived at dielectric polarization in this case with the help of these two. This is without dielectric, this is with dielectric. So what we have done here, when the dielectric is introduced into the capacitor, opposite charges are induced into the two faces of the dielectric which are very close to the charged place. So these induced positive and negative charges act as dipole and it has a net dipole moment. This phenomenon what we have defined as dielectric polarization. Right? Now let us go further into that separately. So what is happening in the presence of an electric field? Whenever an electric field is kept, what is happening is induction is taking place. Induced separation of induced charges. Induction, which is nothing but separation of positive and negative charges takes place. Where? In a dielectric. This is what we have seen already. Whenever a dielectric material is subjected to an external electric field, charge separation is taking place. And thereafter what is happening? That is, if you see here, before inducing electric field into the capacitor, this is the capacitor. Now into that you have introduced, that means there is a field acting here. Into that field, the moment you keep a dielectric material, charge separation is taking place. Thereafter, these separated charges are constituting something called dipoles. Whenever there is a dipole, there will be net dipole moment. So that is what I am arriving here. That is, the presence of electric field is causing something called induction, which is nothing but separation of positive and negative charges that is taking place in the dielectric, resulting in net dipole moment. Because of this, each separated charge acts as a dipole and therefore has dipole moment. What is dipole moment? That means dipoles are induced into the dielectric and it exhibits a net dipole moment. In the electric field. Now, dielectric polarization is termed as P, that is alpha. So, in the presence of electric field, induction is taking place, that is, charges are getting separated. Each of the separated charge is acting as a dipole. So, that means dipoles are induced into the dielectric, and whatever that is induced, they will exhibit some net dipole moment in the presence of electric field. Now, this phenomenon is what is known as dielectric polarization. Right? Hope you have understood what is dielectric polarization. I am using the word dipole moment, net dipole moment. So, therefore, the so-called induced dipole moment, if you take it as mu, and the volume of the dielectric material you have taken is equal to V. From these two, we can get polarization P as P is equal to ratio between these two. Right? Suppose if volume is equal to 1, then P is equal to mu. Naturally from this. So therefore from this, how can we conclude? What we can conclude, let us see. So what is P? Dielectric polarization. What is mu? Induced dipole moment. When it has become P equal to mu? When volume is equal to 1. That means dielectric polarization is nothing but the induced dipole moment per unit volume of the dielectric in the presence of an electric field. So we can conclude like this. So the dielectric polarization is, that is P. Right hand side is mu. What is mu? Induced dipole moment. So dielectric polarization is the induced dipole moment. When it is equal to exactly mu, when V equal to 1, so therefore it is induced dipole moment per unit volume. This volume belongs to whom? Volume of the dielectric. So per unit volume of the dielectric, all this is happening when? Only when there is an electric field. Therefore, per unit volume of the dielectric in the presence of an electric field. So this is how you can define dielectric polarization. So whatever be the units of mu, naturally they will be the units of P also. So therefore, if you take the units of P are Coulomb meter square, meter minus 2. Coulomb per meter square means Coulomb meter minus 2. So it is a vector quantity. That means just like dipole, it is dipole moment, it is pointing from negative to positive charge. How can we say it is negative to positive charge? What after all we got as P? Mu only, na? So whatever but the characteristics of mu, they are naturally applicable to P. Recollect mu of the previous classes. Dipole moment we got it as Q into L. That is a vector quantity pointing from negative to positive. So that is exactly what is repeated here, being a vector quantity pointing from negative to positive. That is what we have to remember. Okay. Now, if the mu you are taking, mu, if this net dipole moment is taken as average dipole moment per molecule, each molecule has a dipole moment. So you are taking an average dipole. So in the matter, let us say the number of molecules per unit volume. If you take it as N is the number of molecules per unit volume of the dielectric, and each molecule has got an average dipole moment of mu. Then you can calculate P as N mu. This is yet another expression. Remember, each of these equations have to be practiced, because based on that, university related problems can be solved. So this is about dielectric polarization. Now there is something called dielectric polarizability. Dielectric polarizability. This is represented by alpha. What is this dielectric polarizability? Dielectric polarizability is nothing but a characteristic, a behavior, or you can say it is the ability of a dielectric material. What this ability will do? This ability helps the dielectric to allow its charges to get separated in the presence of electric field. This is dielectric polarizability. All this is coming because of separation of charge only, na? So the medium is allowing it to get separated. Therefore, the ability of the dielectric material to allow its charges to get separated is what is known as, in the presence of an electric field, is what is known as dielectric polarizability. Clear? So the net dipole moment, whatever we are taking, mu, is always proportional to, directly proportional to applied electric field. That means mu is proportional to E. That is equal to mu is equal to proportionality. If you replace constant into E. Now this constant is nothing but alpha. The proportionality constant alpha, it is what is known as dielectric polarizability. Therefore, now dielectric polarizability can be calculated as mu by E. It's a ratio. Right? Suppose if here electric field is 1, then automatically alpha is equal to mu. That means dielectric polarizability is a net dipole moment induced per unit applied electric field. Whenever field is 1, alpha automatically becomes net dipole moment. So again you can define from this that dielectric polarizability is the net dipole moment, that is mu, when E equal to 1. So net dipole moment induced per unit applied electric field. In that way also you can represent. You can give the definition for dielectric polarizability. So what are its units? The units of polarizability are Farad meter square. So you got two equations now. Already you got P is equal to N mu. One equation we got. P is equal to N mu we got. And we also got mu is equal to alpha E. These are the two equations we have. Now from these two equations, you can conclude that P is equal to N mu, you can substitute for mu, you can substitute alpha E. So P is equal to N alpha E. You can calculate this equation. Got the point? Now we will go for another definition, understanding. Something called dielectric susceptibility. Dielectric susceptibility. It is represented with this symbol. It is pronounced as psi. Actually, its name is chi, but doesn't look sound. That doesn't sound nice. Therefore, just like psi, it is to be pronounced as psi. Dielectric susceptibility. What is this dielectric susceptibility means? It is nothing but, you can say it is a measurement. That means you can calculate something with susceptibility. Now what does it measure? It measures the amount of polarization where in a given electric field that got produced in a dielectric, that is what susceptibility is all about. Remember, susceptibility is a measurement. It measures the amount of polarization in a given electric field that is produced in a dielectric. Now we already know that so-called polarization is proportional to the product of permittivity of free space and applied electric field B. That is, P is proportional to epsilon naught E. That is what we have to understand. So therefore, if you replace this proportionality, what you will have? You will get constant into epsilon E. Now this constant, you can call it as P is equal to psi epsilon naught E. This is dielectric susceptibility, where this proportionality constant is known as dielectric susceptibility. Now from this, what is susceptibility? You can send this epsilon E to the other side. So what you will get? So by using this equation, you can find susceptibility is equal to P by epsilon E. Okay? So that is very, very important. It has no units. Simply speaking, psi is nothing but epsilon or minus 1. And let's look at understanding something called another definition related to electric flux density, represented as D. For this, what we will do is, we'll keep a polarized dielectric in a resultant electric field. Let us say there is an electric field acting here. So there are positive charges in this. Now respect to negative charges. The field is characterized by line of force. These are lines of force, just like in magnetism. I am saying a polarized dielectric. Therefore, within the dielectric, you have some induced negative charges. This on this nearer to this plate. Here there are induced positive charges.